If you're new to CrossFit, in this episode, we're going to lay out 4 more surprising things that you didn't expect to see, didn't expect to experience when you go to your first CrossFit gym, so you can get a sneak peek behind the scenes before you come into a CrossFit gym for real. Tune in and take notes.
Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we hear and learn from our coaches, CrossFitters, and Glen Ed community leaders. Now, here are your hosts, Dallas and Greg.
What is up, guys? It's Coach G here at CrossFit Edwardsville, and this is the second episode in the series where we talk about some of the things that would really surprise you. If you're new to CrossFit, never been to a for real, legitimate, affiliated CrossFit gym, what are some things that you may encounter or see that you wouldn't expect, some surprises, because there's a good chance that you have some kind of preconceived notion, you have some sort of image of what it's really like to be a part of a CrossFit gym, and it may actually be quite different than what you'd expect. And so we're going to give you the real to real in this series so you can have a better idea of what you may actually encounter when you go to a for real CrossFit gym. So let's launch into it. Second episode of the series, surprising things you'll see. Let's talk about the first thing, maybe surprise. It's an extremely social and emotional experience. It's a very emotionally connected, socially driven experience. In CrossFit world, we call that community, the community vibe. What you'll see is there's a very strong sense of community. People will introduce themselves to you. They'll cheer for you as you work out, maybe even give you tips or post-workout, give you high fives or fist bumps. And all of this is so different than the average gym where you go in, you put on headphones, everybody ignores each other. This is a very social experience and a very different one and a very exciting one. It's a very emotional experience and an uplifting one. That's the first thing that you may find pretty surprising about a for real CrossFit gym. Let's go to number 2. There's not a whole lot of mirrors and machines. What I mean by that is in your average gym, there are mirrors everywhere, so you can observe yourself as you exercise. You can watch your muscles flex and extend and contract and relax. You don't have those mirrors in a CrossFit gym. And you won't see machines everywhere taking up the entire floor space. At CrossFit, we learn to become the machines. We are the engines that move the things, move the equipment, but not in that traditional gym machines or, very expensive, very heavy, heavy duty equipment type scenario. Our gyms are often like open floor plans where we'll place equipment into stations as needed for the workout of the day, the WOD. It looks very different, night and day different than the average gym, and it feels very different as well. So that's number 2. You won't see a whole lot of mirrors and machines. Let's go to number 3. You'll warm up and stretch every time. Unlike your traditional gym experience where you go in and you just maybe hop onto a treadmill and start cardioing, or you go to a weightlifting implement and just start lifting, in a properly guided CrossFit coached experience, especially here at CrossFit Edwardsville, the coaches will always lead you through a proper warm-up to start your training session, and then they'll guide you through stretching. When you do the warm-up, you may find that it's tougher than you thought it was, and there's a good chance that your warm-up here would be more challenging than your average gym workout outside of CrossFit community. So you'll be surprised by the challenge of the warm-up, but you'll also be pleasantly surprised by how much of a difference it means, how much of a difference it makes when you are being guided through stretches on a regular basis. We stretch in every single CrossFit class that we do here at CrossFit Edwardsville. And I can tell you with certainty, it makes a major difference in how you move, how you feel, and your longevity with fitness activity. You'll warm up and stretch every time in your workouts here at CrossFit. That's the third thing you may find very surprising. Let's go to point number 4. Workout modification is normal and it's encouraged. In CrossFit world, we call workout modification scaling. For some people, we scale a workout up, or we'll scale an exercise up because a person is very good at that exercise. So we will scale it up to make it more challenging so that it gives them the stimulus that they need to experience positive change and keep moving forward, keep advancing their fitness. For others who are maybe not as capable, not as strong, not as experienced with an exercise, we will scale exercises down to make it where it's still a winnable battle for you. You can still get the desired exercise stimulus. You can get all the good things that the exercise has to offer, but in a way that gives you a personal sense of victory and accomplishment, and that you can do this. It's completely normal. One of the things that your CrossFit coach does for you is helping you to make these fine-tuning adjustments, how to make an exercise more challenging, how to make it more accessible to you based on your ability. You'll see in any given CrossFit workout, lots of different people doing slightly different or even dramatically different variations of an exercise based on their experience level, based on their fitness level, based on their injury history, based on their mobility in this session on this day. Scaling is normal. It is encouraged, and your coach is part of how the coach is there to help you determine what adjustments of the exercises are right for you so you can get the absolute most out of the training session. So to recap for today, if you're brand new to CrossFit, here are 4 more things that may surprise you. Number 1, the community vibe, the social and emotional experience of it. Number 2, the lack of mirrors and machines. Number 3, warming up and stretching every time. And number 4, workout modification. Your coach will help to tailor and individualize the workout to make it the right workout for you. You don't have to do the same thing that others are doing if your abilities are different. So hopefully you learned something surprising about CrossFit here in this second episode of the series. We'd love to hear from you guys. Which of these things kind of caught you off guard, or what have you witnessed yourself that surprised you about your CrossFit gym? Leave the comments below. We'd love to hear from you guys and learn from you what your experience has been like. For now, we thank you for the gift of your time and your attention, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of the podcast.